Hi, I'm Dennis and creator of the Marine Diesel Basics project. Well, book 2 in the series, Marine Diesel Basics 2, How Everything Works, Installation Guidelines and Best Practices, will be published in about 4 to 6 weeks. It's a great tome, 600 pages, 2,500 drawings or so. I've done a couple of short videos explaining some of the structure of the book. In this short video, I'd like to go through the first chapter, which is called Engine Essentials. So if you've never encountered a diesel engine before, this first chapter explains things in detail. So let's take a look. This video is about navigation, section 1, Engine Essentials. So here we are at the beginning of the book, section 1, Engine Essentials. Again, the table of content, fairly detailed, so one can jump to looking for pretty easily. Don't worry about the little triangles. The green means the information has been double checked, and the purple means there's something not quite right with the layout. For that one, the cross-reference page number is missing. It goes from the very basic through and this is Engine Essentials, the working principles of the diesel engine, and then how that translates into an actual engine, and then what an engine needs to start, and then what an engine needs to run, and then the difference between diesel and gasoline engines. Then the major parts, if you're not familiar with engines, you may hear, connecting rod or camshaft or valve train. What exactly are they talking about? So there's a little drawing, explanation of what it is, then there's the page number, cross-reference, so you can go to it. So for example, here valve train, and then if we jump to that, on page 18, there's the valve train with the camshaft. So it's explaining it in much more detail. This is about engine timing belts, chains and gears, the 3 systems that are used. And then we go through all the parts, all the major parts, dry liners, wet liners, the firing order of an engine, different ways that engines are specified, their rated power, their serial number, etc., etc. And then, what is meant by horsepower, an explanation of that and the metric equivalent, the difference between naturally aspirated and turbocharged. These are just the basic essentials to understand. People often talk about these things without not necessarily really understanding. So there's a brief description. The difference between direct and indirect injection, understanding engine performance curves, for example. The difference between a guarantee and a warranty. All simple, basic things, but they give a good grounding. Some explanation of more technical terms that haven't yet been covered. Diesel outboards, which are becoming more of a thing. Back pressure. So lots and lots. Bernoulli's principle, which we talked about in another video, and then on to belts. The different types of belts, what the numbers mean, whether it be the classic V belt or a serpentine belt or the J belts, and then installation guidelines and best practices. Part of that is covered in Marine Diesel Basics 1, the maintenance book, so there's a reference to that. Again, there are more tables. The basic numbers have been worked out. Also, through each section, there are the international standards for whatever the section is about. So in this case, it's for belts and sheaves. It's not necessarily that you want to go and read about the standard, but it is if you're buying something and it mentions a standard, you can look up and see whether that standard is actually relevant, or you can look up, see what numbers should you be seeing when you go to buy something. Particularly if you're buying things online, you want to know you're buying quality, make sure that it conforms to the standards, or at least has the standard stamped on whatever it is. So in this chapter, then it goes on to gaskets, the preformed ones such as the cylinder head gasket, the different types, and then how to install them, types of gasket cement, the different types, how they're used. So, and then O-rings, different common materials used for O-rings, and then oil seals, and how mechanical face seals work. And then if you need to, how to measure an oil seal or a mechanical face seal if you need to get a replacement and don't have the number. And then on to engine bearings, the different types of bearings. And then hoses, both preformed and what I call operator installed, such as the raw water hose or the exhaust hose. Again, there's references to the pages in Marine Diesel Basics 1 that you can look up, and then hose clamps, and then how to install them correctly and avoid chase. So that's the first section of the book, Engine Essentials. Fairly comprehensive and complete, lots and lots of drawings to make things as clear as possible, I hope. Well, I hope you found that useful and interesting. The book will be out in about 4 to 6 weeks. And until I meet you in person on the water, I wish you fair winds and a reliable diesel.